The big breaking story that we're tracking for you from the UK court at the moment in the Nirav Modi extradition case. The latest information that we have, our colleague Radhika is in fact inside the court at the moment. She says that the judge has begun to pronounce the order. The judge so far has said that I'm satisfied that there is evidence that Mr. Modi could be convicted. I have considered the case and make the following findings. And these are some of the findings that the judge has in fact just spoken of in court. LOUs issued same manner between 2011 and 2017 without appropriate measures. Transactions were not entered in the CBS system of the bank in a way as if to mislead. There are clearly links between Nirav Modi and other connivers, including bank officials in question, and these observations in fact do go on. But let's put this entire story in perspective for you. Arvind Gunasekar, my colleague, joins us from Delhi. Arvind, Radhika, of course, is inside the UK court. She's sending us all of these details, but break it down for our viewers. What can one expect from today's verdict?
Rishika, in fact, the Central Bureau of Investigation and also the Enforcement Directorate, both these agencies had registered cases for alleged conspiracy to defraud the Punjab National Bank against Nirav Modi and also his brother Nishal Modi and also his uncle Mehul Choksi and several others. In fact, the Central Bureau of Investigation has already filed 2 charge sheets in this particular case, and taking cognizance of CBI's FIR, the Enforcement Directorate had also initiated a money laundering probe into the case, and even Enforcement Directorate had also filed 2 charge sheets against Nirav Modi and others for alleged money laundering. So once the charge sheet is filed, the court issued summons to both Nirav Modi and also other accused involved in this case. Because Nirav Modi has fled India, he did not appear before the court, and that's why the court issued a non-bailable warrant against him. So basing the Central Bureau of Investigation, relying on this particular non-bailable warrant that was issued against Nirav Modi, the Central Bureau of Investigation and also the Enforcement Directorate, both these agencies had approached the Interpol for opening red corner notice against Nirav Modi, and based on their request, the Interpol had opened a red corner notice against Nirav Modi. So based on that particular red corner notice, the UK police had arrested Nirav Modi on March 19, 2019. So after that, Indian government, the agencies through Ministry of External Affairs had approached for extradition of Nirav Modi, and the file was sent to the Crown Prosecution Service. Now, whatever the case that is happening before, that is being put forth before the UK Westminster Magistrates Court, is that Crown Prosecution Service is arguing on behalf of Indian prosecution agencies, that is CBI and Enforcement Directorate. So all the evidence that was submitted, that were forwarded to the Crown Prosecution Service by the Central Bureau of Investigation and also the Enforcement Directorate, were placed before the Magistrate Court, and that's how the Magistrate Court are relying on taking the strength of the evidence that was gathered by the Indian probe agencies. Today the court has said that the evidence that was put forth, that was submitted before him, clearly shows that there are enough evidence to convict Nirav Modi in this case. So the judgment is being read out, but prima facie it looks like, the court has said that prima facie it looks like Nirav Modi has committed a crime, and this is a case to be convicted. This is a fit case for conviction. The court also relying on the evidence that was submitted by the Central Bureau of Investigation. The court has said that the fake LOUs, the LOUs, letter of understandings, were issued between 2011 to 2017, and those letter of understandings were not entered into the banking system. Those LOUs were issued in favor of Nirav Modi, and those LOUs were forwarded to the dummy companies that was set up by Nirav Modi and his other close associates across the globe, and those LOUs were sent to those dummy companies, and those dummy companies realized the entire equivalent of money, and that's how the entire crime, the Central Bureau of Investigation has detailed this as a modus operandi, that fake LOUs were issued without entering into the banking system, and the money was routed out of India through the dummy companies of Nirav Modi, thereby defrauding the Punjab National Bank to the tune of 14,000 crore. So all those evidence that was placed before the court by the Crown Prosecution Service on behalf of CBI and ED has been accepted by the court. That's how the prima facie observations by the court looks like, and we have to wait for the final order of the court. The agencies are very confident that they will get a favorable order this time, because the strength of the evidence clearly shows that there is a prima facie, there is a criminal offence.
Yes.
There is it has been established that Nirav Modi acted on a criminal intent. So it's a clear case, and the agencies are hopeful that the order will be given in their favor.
All right. Well, Radhika, who's reporting from inside the UK court, has also said further, Arvind, that the judge has in fact said, I acknowledge that the media is highly interested in the Nirav Modi matter, reporting high-profile cases are new in India, and courts have consistently made judgment on such matters. There's evidence to show that Nirav Modi was working with co-conspirators to threaten witnesses and was a direct threat to one such witness, Ashish Lad, who's in fact been talked about. The judge then goes on to say that it is clear that Nirav Modi has a case to answer to India. Submissions from Nirav Modi conflict from various statements. But the judge, however, says there is no evidence that if extradited, he will be failed to grant justice. So we will, of course, try and break down some of that information.